channel. It has been a hot minute since I've talked to you guys, but what is up? I am doing a spring cleaning video in the summer. Please forgive me. Or whenever time you're watching this. It could be next spring by the time you see this, but this is just a before of my house. Just doesn't even make sense. The cat and my daughter knock over that stuff constantly, but this is just a before of my house in general. Just things everywhere. I don't even know. But yeah, also I didn't end up doing a full like spring cleaning of the whole house like I wanted to, because my brother ended up coming over when I was cleaning the dining room, and I just kind of stopped recording when I was talking to him, and then I didn't get a chance to clean the bathroom until later. But anyways, this is what we were having for dinner that day. Chicken pot pie. I already got that started. It's a great recipe on Pinterest if you wanted to try it out. Quick and easy and simple, and it just cooked while I was cleaning. So yeah, as I was setting up the camera, you see me trying to get it in focus, and I just have to apologize ahead of time because, as it turns out, I didn't realize that most of the footage later on was not in focus, and it's so annoying. So yeah, as I'm starting to clean up, I really didn't even know where to get started, because I just feel like when you look at your house, it doesn't look that bad in general, but I haven't vacuumed or mopped in a while, and there's just crust and dust everywhere. So I lit a candle to get inspired, because did you really clean your house if you didn't light a candle? And I thought that was going to help me figure out where to get started, but I still clearly did not know where to get started. So here we go, still fumbling around trying to figure it out. Please forgive me for later on the footage not being that in focus. And I tried to actually, when I was editing this footage, it actually inspired me to deep clean my house again, because I haven't deep cleaned it since the spring clean, and now it's the middle of the summer, it's July. And I said, let me do another deep clean of my house, because I actually inspired myself with the spring cleaning. And then as I was filming it, the footage still, I hated the footage. So I just went back to what I did already and just hope that this is satisfactory for you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching if you guys are watching. But today I just wanted to kind of do a voiceover, since this is my first video that I've posted in a while, and I really do want my goal to be consistent again on YouTube. And I just have to pause and say, please forgive me if you hear random noises in the background. I have cats that are just, it doesn't matter what I do, they're going to do what they want to do. And you might hear my husband all the way in the background as he's playing his game. I don't know what video game he's playing right now, but you know, gamers tend to get excited. So you might hear him like yell, even though the door is closed, his voice travels. But anyway, I wanted to talk about today things that like hold us back, things that hold me back, and specifically the reason why oh my gosh, I'm looking at my cat about to knock, oh yep, there she goes. She wants to knock over a nail clipper. Okay, anyway, I'm getting distracted. Things that hold us back. And for me, I know what holds me back is my body. It constantly holds me back. Even from having a baby, like I did not want to get pregnant because I was afraid of what my body would look like and how I would lose the baby weight if I was already struggling to lose weight. Filming on YouTube, constantly judging myself based on how I look. But then it's just so funny because I see people all the time posting on YouTube, and people who look just like me, and at least me, I don't look at people and I'm not constantly judging. And if anything, I judge people who constantly talk about other people and their bodies and their weight, because it's just like what, why? Like I don't get it. I just don't understand why people find the time, or they feel like they have time enough in their day to judge people like that. So the fact that I look at other people and I'm honestly inspired by them no matter what they look like, and if anything they're more relatable the more real you look, as opposed to, no shade, but people constantly getting surgeries and things like that too, that started to bother me. Like I know a couple of YouTubers where every time I turned around it was I don't like my chin, I don't like my nose, I don't like my boobs, I don't like my butt, which everybody do your thing, but after a while it kind of just becomes discouraging when you see people constantly nitpicking and focusing on that, as opposed to just focusing on who you are as a person and just loving that. So forgive this is where it kind of starts to get blurry and out of focus, and I was in the cleaning zone, so I didn't really notice. So yeah, I just never really had the confidence to do exactly what I wanted to do. And I made a note to say that I realized comparison is truly the thief of joy. And not only is it that, but it will hold you back from doing anything and everything. And it honestly prevents you from making memories. Like all these years, honestly, girl, listen, sis, now that I'm thinking about it, since high school, like I've always been, I'm truly that person who looks back at pictures when I was 60, 70 pounds less than what I am now. And I thought I was so fat. But what's crazy is, let me tell you, people were calling me fat back then. I remember in high school, I lost weight, or I was working on losing weight, and I was maybe 140 pounds, 150 pounds. Like I was not super heavy. Yeah, I could have lost a little weight, but I was not super heavy. And I will never forget this girl making a comment in our high school. The photographers for the school yearbooks, they would take pictures, and sometimes in my school they would put up pictures along the wall in the hallways, just as nice pictures. They were like really nice big frame pictures of people in the hallway, and then you would see them throughout the years, and they would change them every few years after people would start graduating. But I'll never forget, they took a picture of me my sophomore year, and then by my senior year I maybe gained like 10 pounds. And this girl made a comment to me like, "Wow, Abigail, haven't you gained weight?" And I will never forget that. Like, I could not believe she said that. And it's just always comments like that. And I spent the rest of my senior year trying to lose so much weight for prom. And then I ended up getting to college. And then I'll never forget, I came back from college my freshman year after a couple months. And I had been on my skinny girl grind. And I'll never forget, this is so random, but even the priest from my church, when he saw me, he said, "Oh my gosh, are they feeding you down there? You're so tiny." And I, like, even complimenting people, what I realized is commenting on people's weight at all is just never a good thing. And you just never know. Like, to be honest, there was a woman, I made the mistake, and this was the last time I will ever do that. This woman who I work with, I saw her, and I hadn't seen her for a little while. And when I saw her, in my mind, she lost weight. But have I ever spoken to her about weight? No. She was a good coworker, but nobody I was super close with. But I couldn't believe I made the comment to her. Um, oh yeah, it looks like you lost so much weight. You look great. She could have been the same amount of weight. She could have gained weight. She honestly could have lost, she could have lost some, none. But honestly, telling people, what I realize is telling people that is not necessarily a compliment. It's really not. Like, for example, when I was pregnant, when people kept telling me, "Oh, you'll lose the baby weight, you'll lose the baby," I'm like, I don't really want to think about that. I just don't want to think about it at all. And it's not to say that thinking about your weight is an unhealthy thing, because you do need to be aware of what you're doing and trying to be a better person, be a better you, be a healthier you. Definitely agree that that's the goal. We shouldn't just sit around blinded and be overweight and obese and just think it's okay. That's not what I'm saying. But I do think that pointing out to people constantly, "You look great, you don't look great," like, it puts too much worth and value into how people look as opposed to who they are as a person. And it makes people feel self-conscious when they're around people who speak like that constantly, and you judge people and you look at people, because then they know I'm not above it. I know you're looking at my body and judging me. And so honestly, now when I do start to lose weight, it doesn't make me feel good when people comment on it, because then it just makes me think of like, wow, you saw me when I was bigger and I wonder what you were thinking. Just don't think about it at all. Don't comment on it at all. Because then I ended up finding out later on through casual conversation that woman that I work with, she has some sort of like health issue with eating. Now, it was like something with her gallbladder or something simple, not like, crazy like eating disorder, but where she couldn't eat certain things, I think. And so then that made me realize, like, maybe she doesn't even have complete control over what she's eating, or maybe she struggles with losing weight. And it's just, you don't ever want to talk about people's weight in general. So all that to say, I don't like when people talk about it at all. I just think we need to not think that complimenting somebody because they lost weight or gained weight, putting worth in that, is just not a good thing. Just put a worth in people's health, which is what I've been doing lately. I've actually been working out a lot more. I don't know why I got inspired to start running when I've always hated running. I don't know what it is, but this is 2024, and anybody let me know in the comments if you feel like you've noticed this running trend that people have been doing. I think I've noticed it. I brought this up to somebody and they said they didn't really think. They were like, I think running's always been a thing, and I'm like, I think it's always been a thing, but I think it's really taken off for people who were never runners to all of a sudden become a runner. You know what I mean? Like how 10 years ago Zumba was the thing, and now Pilates is the thing, and now I think running is it's a trend where people are trying to become runners, and I am one of them. But I really wanted to make it a goal of something that I could stick with. Excuse me. So I've been really focusing on that and focusing on it in a way where it's something that I can build up endurance to become something that I don't look at as exercise because I have to lose weight, but exercise because it feels good, and I don't feel good when I don't do it, if that makes sense. So I've been really working on it, and I completed the app Couch to 5K, and it's been great. What's so funny about it is when I did it, y'all, the app says couch to 5K, but I still ain't ran no 5K. I completed the whole program, but the goal is basically to get you to start running without stopping. And for them to say like you should be able to by the end of the app, you should be the plan on the app, you should be able to run 30 minutes without stopping. Now, am I running 5K, which is 3 miles in 30 minutes? Absolutely not. That would be a 10-minute pace. You've lost your mind. To be honest, I think I'm at a comfortable 15 and a half minute pace right now, but just the simple fact that I can completely run without stopping for 30 minutes, insane. And I actually just started to fully make it to 2 miles because I was stopping at 30 minutes, which still wasn't even 2 miles for me, but that's still an achievement for myself, just to be able to run 30 minutes without stopping. So now I've bumped it up to just making sure I hit 2 miles, which might be 31 or 32 minutes for me. By the way, I'm not even going to sit here and be ashamed of it because I'm just glad that I'm able to do that at all, and that I am able to make it a goal for myself to do that. And here in Chicago, we have something called a hot chocolate run, which I'm so surprised I've never heard of it, but I'm going to do that with some of my friends. Hopefully it's sometime in November, where you can do a 5K, 10K, I think maybe a half marathon. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I know at least a 5 and 10K. So I was going to do that, and I think I can train and work up to that, hopefully. But it has not been easy. Like, running is not easy. And I wanted to say pause right quick in this video because as you see me, I was folding up that little chair. I was putting away some things. Yeah, I'm getting all the cat hair off the bottom of that. But my daughter was growing up. This was probably April when I filmed this, and she's just such a big girl, and that, I forgot what that swing is called, but yeah, the baby Bjorn, I was putting it away that day. I was taking it apart, taking the toy off of it and putting it away because I can't believe she was at the point where she hardly ever used it anymore. And that other thing behind me, that white thing I cleaned off, that stand toy, she already kind of she really doesn't even need that anymore, and it's still sitting out, and I can probably put it away. I randomly put her in it sometimes if I need to like leave her for a minute or so, and I know she'll be safe in there. But to be honest, she walks around now, and she would not even want to be in there. So yeah. Anyways, I already lost my train of thought with what I was saying before, but just hopefully I can reach the goal of running a 5K, 5K, yeah, 5K by November, because I just don't want exercise as I've treated it over the years to be a punishment. Has anyone else treated exercise as, I didn't even realize I treated it as a punishment, but has anyone else done that where I don't know, I think I would force myself to exercise because I would tell myself if I don't exercise, then I won't lose weight. And I would make it so it was something I was doing out of guilt as opposed to doing it for enjoyment, which is why I really wanted to get into running because it's something I can really enjoy. So yeah, I don't want to look at it that way at all anymore. I've really enjoyed running. I would I would love working out, but then I would step on the scale, and if I didn't see a change, I would be so upset. And I think this is the longest time I actually haven't stepped on the scale, because stepping on the scale doesn't make a difference, to be honest. All stepping on the scale does is make me want to starve myself more. and it's just not gonna work. It doesn't, because exercise, I don't know if you guys know, this channel I watch on YouTube, Dr. Mike. He was quoted saying that he was on the Unplanned podcast. I think this was the podcast Cassie was talking about exercise and weight loss on, and he was quoted saying exercise is almost useless compared, like, for weight loss. And of course, people took that out of context and was like, Dr. Mike said, you don't need to exercise. It's stupid. And that's not what he was saying. But basically, in terms of calories in, calories out, if that's the way you want to do it, if you just focus on exercise to burn calories, then it's not going to work if you don't focus mainly on your diet. Because it's all about what you're putting into your body. So if you're still eating a ton of crap and you're eating way more calories than what you burn during the day, then it's not going to work. If you have a sedentary lifestyle and a sedentary job and you go do a 30-minute workout, but then you sit around for the rest of the day and you eat McDonald's and Burger King, it's really not going to work. So I think that was mainly his point. And yeah, I know, for example, people who've taken the weight loss drugs, the Wegovy, I don't know anybody that's taken Ozempic, but the Mounjaro, people can take that and they're not necessarily even exercising. They're just taking that and it's just focused on what you eat. And so you're losing weight because of what you're eating, not necessarily the exercise. So that was the point of it. And that's kind of where I'm at, where it's like I just don't even want to step on the scale. And this is the longest I've consistently worked out and not stepped on the scale, because like I said, it just makes me then feel guilty about working out or not working out, and then guilty about what I eat or what I don't eat. And I just end up starving myself and being upset that I'm not skinny. Like, I'm not skinny yet. I've been working out a whole month. And then, I mean, there have been, months, like 3-month periods where you just don't see a change. You don't see a difference. And I'm like, bro, it's been 3 months and I've only lost what? That's it. And that's why, and you're starving yourself. I hate going to bed hungry. Like, how many times have you made yourself go to bed hungry because you want to lose weight? I just don't like it. And this is a real long rant. I was truly like, am I going to have 30 minutes of what to say about weight loss? Of course, because I've struggled with this for so long. But I just know people who have really lost weight organically through diet and exercise. But it almost becomes discouraging when it just doesn't work for you and you try so hard. And I think that's why I just stopped weighing myself, because it really has to be a lifestyle change. And just because you do it for 3 months doesn't mean that it won't work forever. So just to pause right quick, this is the after. Don't mind the toys. Like, I needed to go through this playpen and the toys and do a toy rotation. But the main portion is this living room that I deep cleaned. So yeah, don't worry about we'll just imagine all the toys aren't even there. Then it'll look great. Just ignore that. But the rest of the house, the area is great. Now I'm going to go work on tackling this dining room area. And that's why I have that treadmill in the corner, by the way. The treadmill over there in the left corner, I actually got it and I started running on that, the Couch to 5K app, but I got a cheap one. It was like $200 on Amazon, because I definitely didn't want to spend $1,000 on a treadmill and I didn't know if I was going to be committed or not. But now I honestly want to sell that one because I don't know, I think you need to put a mat under it, because as I'm running, it like slides, and I thought that it being small and narrow was going to work for me, but it doesn't work for me. Because I don't be running straight. I need a little bit more room for error. So I actually do need a little bit more space of a treadmill, a bigger treadmill. So and honestly, I enjoy the drive. Like, I am a morning person through and through. I need to get up and get out of the house. So even if I just go to the gym for a run, or a lot of the times I run outside along the lake, because I live in Chicago, the beautiful lakefront. So I'll go and do a run over there. So I would rather do that in the morning anyway than to run on that treadmill. So probably going to sell it. And then if I continue to really love running and fall in love with it through the gym and outside, then I probably will invest in a way better treadmill than what I have. So yeah. But like I was actually, yeah, before I go back to what I was saying, this is where I spent way too long cleaning off this mirror that my daughter loves to walk up to herself and kiss herself in the mirror. So it's all this these greasy stains on it, but I didn't get to show too much of me deep cleaning the dining room because this was the point, I think, where my brother came by, and so I kind of got distracted cleaning because he got there, and I was like, well, I'm still kind of new and shy to this YouTube stuff, so this is for strangers on the internet, not you. So I'm going to just stop filming and pick up later. But I was kind of in a rush because I had dropped my daughter off at her grandmother's house, and I was just trying to get as much done as I could while she was gone, so I didn't get to film too much. But like I was saying, it's discouraging when you see other people do it and then you try to do it yourself, the weight loss, and then it just doesn't work. And like I was saying before, it just really has to be a lifestyle change of you committing to it no matter what the number is on the scale. And I thought this other girl I work with, who said she doesn't even have a scale in her house, and she seems like she's never had a problem with weight at all in the first place. But I was like, you know what? At first I thought she was crazy, but the last couple of months I kind of really feel that, because you kind of base your habits off of what the scale says as opposed to just doing good habits no matter what. And that's why I just chose to stop stepping on it personally, because it's like, are you going to work out or not, depending on what the scale says? No. Are you going to eat healthy or not, basically because of what the scale says? No. So right now I think I'm just trying to find a balance of what makes sense for my life without starving myself and being unhappy. What makes sense, and honestly just learning to honor my body. I think I can't sit here and lie and act like I'm the victim. Like, raise your hand if you've ever been victimized by Regina George. Like, yeah, I sometimes maybe, but honestly I victimized myself because I'm the one that chose to eat the way I was eating. For like, I have to take responsibility. I ate the way I ate to that got myself to where I'm at now. And so I can't sit here and pretend like, oh yeah, you've been eating healthy for 4 months, but you've been eating unhealthy for like years, and now you're mad because it's not working yet. And that's why I think I really had to get rid of the scale. So I think at that point I stopped recording because my brother was there, but I finished deep cleaning the whole dining room, and I just never got a chance to show the cleaning portion. But I at least showed the after. Please ignore that black cat toy sitting in the middle of the floor. Just pretend it's not there. It didn't exist. I think I'm actually about to work on the kitchen after this. I have some, yeah, just don't. That doesn't exist. Don't worry about it. I hate that darn cat toy. I need to just throw it away. Anyways, I just got a little footage of me doing some dishes. I don't know, and don't mind the fact that I have an issue with leaving cabinets open. Just pretend they close eventually. They magically close, I promise. But like I said, I've been eating myself into, you know, obesity, let's be honest, for a long time. And then now for 4 months, I'm eating healthy, and I'm just constantly standing on the scale waiting for every half pound to go down, and it's not. And that's just not how life works. What is the lifestyle change you're going to do? Or are you going to sit there and monitor the scale and wait for that to change? It's just not how life works. And you know me, I am a Bible girly. So I have been praying a lot to God about it, because I'm not gonna lie, God heals all. Like, God can give and take away. God can do whatever he wants to do. And gluttony is a sin. It is a deadly sin, as it is mentioned in the Bible. And I think you can fall into the habit of it, and God can rescue you from it, especially once you become aware of it and you pray about it and you're working. Like, God won't move until you move. He cannot move until you move. He can if he wants to. God can do whatever he wants. But at the end of the day, I feel like for most things, God needs you to put in some of the work for him to move. And I think that's kind of where I'm at now, because, man, these Bible verses hit hard about gluttony. I think the main one that I would say, um, about gluttony, Philippians verse 3. No, sorry. Philippians, the book of Philippians, chapter 3, verse 19. This is in the easy version. I'll be reading the Bible. I love the Bible app on my phone because it really can, like, reading the verses you want to read in different versions is truly helpful. But it says, in the end, Did I say this is verse 19? Philippians chapter 3, verse 19. In the end, God will destroy them. Their stomach is what they worship. They are proud of things that should make them ashamed. Their thoughts are full of things that belong to this world. Do not be proud of your sins. Pray to God, because at the end of the day, I just think we deflect and we defend what we're doing just because everyone else is doing it, and it's easier to just be like, whatever, man, I'm this way and I'm just gonna keep being this way because overeat, it's like, I just don't want to be that way and be oblivious. I want to fall down on my knees and to God and to just beg for forgiveness for that sin and to ask for his help, because we can't do anything alone. You cannot do anything apart from God, and if you do, it's not going to bear fruit. So I really want to make this stable change, and I think this is one of many ways God is using me to draw me closer to him. Me struggling to open up my husband's darn water bottle to wash it. I hate opening that thing. I think I gave up. Yeah, I gave up. Usually I give up opening that darn water bottle, and then I just wait for him to open it up. Like, I think he's probably sleeping right now because he works night shift. So I was waiting on him to wake up so he can open it up and I can clean it. But anyway, just praying to God for help in this area, because like I said, God can do whatever he wants to do through you. He can give you whatever desires he wants to give. And I just want to pray for him to help me, because sometimes I don't want to be hungry. I be full, and it's just, we will have temptation and it will take time to heal my body. But I just pray to God for help with the temptation to overeat. And it can be very, very difficult sometimes. And it's not the basic temptation of don't eat too many donuts. And I'm not even a sweets girl. I don't eat a lot of sweets. It's mainly just my portions. And I know that God wants me to be very aware of that. And I am definitely trying my best to do that. But sometimes, like, oh my gosh, yesterday I was just hungry, and I was constantly hungry for no reason. And we all have that. Even people who are of a healthy weight, everybody has that where you're very hungry. But I think you're more hyper aware of it when you're overweight and you really just want to avoid it. You don't want to be like that. You don't want any extra calories when you're already trying to lose weight. Or like I said, I don't want to have to go to bed hungry. So I just pray to God to help control my appetite, to help give me desires to eat healthy things, or to take away my hunger at unnecessary times, because God can do it all. And that is a bold, crazy prayer. It probably is, to take away my appetite at unnecessary times. But that is precisely what these weight loss drugs are doing for other people. So instead of me having to take these weight loss drugs, I would rather God do it for me, as I'm doing my part and I am exercising. Because at the end of the day, I think over time what we have done is we've destroyed our hunger cues, and I know I have. So I pray to God to help heal what I have destroyed as I repent for what I have done, if that makes sense. So that's my rant about that. Just praying to God to help me. Praying for freedom for gluttony is what I made a note of, because I just truly do be hating how hungry I am. And I always compare myself to the, YouTube aesthetic girlies, the cute girlies that I see, and it makes me not want to film or post or do anything, because I'm like, look at my house. This is actually the exact house I grew up in. I don't know if I did. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I mentioned that I moved back home when I got pregnant. So the kitchen is literally how my mom designed it when she redid it over 20 years ago. Don't ask me why she picked a pink countertop or pink floors. Do not ask me why, but the whole house used to be pink. Don't ask me why. But, I just did not like to film, because I just never liked the setup. And we're balling on a budget these days. We're not really focused on doing big remodeling just to be aesthetic. Like, we really have to be better with stewarding our money, which would be a whole nother rant of a video of what I need to do. But yeah, that's just where I'm at. I need to stop comparing myself and to get to work, because it will hold me back forever comparing myself. I will never take pictures with my daughter if I was holding myself back. I think that's where I lost my train of thought earlier. I hate looking back, and I would have missed out on so many memories of taking pictures with my husband, taking pictures with my daughter, just taking pictures with my family, and doing anything because I'm ashamed of the way I look, and I don't want to be that way anymore. I want to be confident in the way I look. I want to be confident in the way God created me and confident in the way that God can heal me. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you watched me rant about this for 30 minutes, I don't even know how I got through a full 30 minutes of talking about this, but please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know anything that you want me to film or post or anything you might find interesting about me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!